What's up, everybody? It's Wednesday, 7 o'clock. You know what time it is. Happy hour with Hendrix. Tonight's show, who hurt you, right? Who hurt you? Now, y'all know, behind the title, there's always a bigger story. I'm only going to share a little bit of the story. But before we get into all that, make sure you like and subscribe. You know, whether you're on YouTube, you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Snapchat, whatever it is, mash the gas. Um, that's us. Well, you know what? My producer's slipping a little bit because I'm supposed to have a logo like right up in this area right there. But it is what it is. Y'all know the logo. Pedal, microphone. There you go. There we go. So for those that are on the audio version, you know, little technical difficulties, but it's all good. Hey Alicia, sweetie, how you doing? Yeah, I'm back. So tonight's show, like I said, who hurt you? Now, get into this. But before we do, gotta give you the backstory. So here recently, and I say recently loosely, because I'm gonna say over about the past, I don't know, year or so, been hearing all of these crazy requirements for dates, right? Now, hearing them for the males and the females, right? Both sides. Um, and I don't call them men and women because they don't live up to that category. Technically, they're males. Technically, they're females. Men and women don't quite meet that criteria yet. But that's okay. That's a topic and a conversation for another day. So, premise. All the crazy things I've been hearing on social media, in person, out and about, just to give you a few examples. These are male. Oh, well, if her booty don't jiggle, I don't want her. If she not like a size zero, I don't want her. If she weighs more than 250 pounds, I don't want her. If she is not yellow bone, I don't want her. If she's not dark skinned, I don't want her. If her hair is not down to her butt, I don't want her. All superficial things, right? Fairly superficial, which is why I say they don't meet the criteria of being men. They're males. On the women's side, sorry, backed it up. On the female side, oh, he got to be 6 feet tall. He got to make six figures. Um, he got to take me out on $500 dates. He got to have, X amount of dollars in the bank. And if we can't fly on private jets, and he got to take me on shopping excursions. Bunch of foolishness. Now, help me if I'm wrong, right? Because my thought process was that you're supposed to be dating to find your life partner. Hey, what's up, Julie? Thank you for tuning in, sweetie. You're supposed to be dating to find your life partner. Alicia say all the fairy tale BS. Well, Alicia, kind of sort of true. I follow your thought process though, sweetie. Um, these unrealistic expectations that you put on the significant other or the person that you're trying to see or date or whatever. You're supposed to be trying to find a life partner. I thought the idea of dating was to find a husband or a wife. Now, follow this thought process, right? I'm trying to figure out where these unrealistic expectations come from. And the only thing I can come up with is social media because you see snippets of somebody's life and you want it for yourself, which is nothing wrong there. But the behind the scenes and what you're not seeing That's where you get into the nitty gritty and the real meat and potatoes. Yeah, I got you. I got you, Julie. Yeah, the media. So you see these people going on these extravagant trips, having these wild times, but you don't know all the details behind that. So you'll see these females go out and on a yacht party, it's a bunch of them. But pay close attention. Notice that the camera is only focused in one direction. You never get a 360 view. There's a reason for that. These guys going out showing they popping bottles, drinking, got on all the jewelry, they got their bling bling on. But if you notice, how many of them do you ever see they have home or where they lay their head? You only ever see them out and about. Start paying attention to the little details, right? Because little details will clue you in on some things. Now, for these people with these unrealistic expectations, fellas, before you put expectations on a female that you want to date, ask yourself one question. Does your mother meet that criteria? Does your mother meet the standard that you have set for a woman to be your wife? Does she? Thanks, Julie. Julie said it's gonna be good. Well, here's the thing. Right? I want to understand, does your mother meet that criteria that you putting on another woman? That go the bell for you, Q. Does your mother meet it? Right? Because here's the thing. At least for me, and I can't speak on anybody else's upbringing or anything like that, but for me, I look at the relationships of those that are around me that have lasted for years. That's what I use as my compass, right? So I look at people around me that have what I want, and I try and figure out, hey, what they doing? And if I don't know, I open my mouth and ask them, hey, how y'all make this last so long? Tell me your secret, right? Because that's what matters. If your mother does not meet the criteria of what you want in a wife, maybe you need to have a hard look at yourself. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with wanting to elevate, right? There should never be anything wrong with wanting to elevate. But how can you elevate to a level that you have no idea about, right? If you don't follow me, let me put it to you in another way. For the people in the back, right? Put it to you another way. You cannot expect someone with an elementary education to go off from the 5th grade and jump into linear algebra. They'd be completely lost. Now, they may be able to find their way to the college campus. They may be able to find their way into the building. They might even be able to find their way to the right room, right, where linear algebra is being taught. They might even get lucky enough to, hey, there's actually a section of linear algebra going on right here, right now, today. Not saying you can't get there, but are you able to stay there? Are you able to navigate what that elevation requires? Think about that. You might can get your way there, but are you going to stay there? Because here's the thing. You might be able to sneak into that college classroom with a 5th grade education, and you might be able to sit down and get a little nugget here and there. There's nothing wrong with that. But when it comes time for the test, when it comes time for the homework, when it comes time for the final exam, you are not going to be able to keep up because you don't know what's required to be there. See, you're not even enrolled in the college. You just snuck your way in to the classroom. And those around you have the skill set to be there for a reason. And I say all this to say, fellas, if your mother doesn't meet this criteria, who really hurts you? Because this is what's happening when you're operating from a place of hurt. The human experience has taught me that when a person gets hurt, male or female, when they get hurt, they try to avoid what hurt them when they're trying to heal, which is a natural thing. But there's a difference between avoiding and running away from. So what's happening is, fella, this criteria that you set in place, is it really about finding love, or is it really about not being hurt again? So before you put all these criteria on a female to be with you, just ask yourself one quick question. Does your mother meet that standard? Because if your mother doesn't meet that standard, playboy, you got some reevaluations to do. And I'm not saying you can't elevate. That's not what I'm saying at all. But you need to set the bar to where, hey, I know this level. There's nothing wrong with me elevating, but before I jump up from fifth grade to linear algebra, from fifth grade math, where I'm doing addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, so you can get that down. But when it comes to linear algebra, you're going to be lost. Some of the stuff going to look familiar. Some of it going to sound familiar. But when it comes to getting the right answers and when it comes time for those tests and those quizzes, because in every relationship, you're going to have tests, you're going to have quizzes, right? If you follow that, if you're grown, you follow what I'm saying. You're going to have your tests and your quizzes. But you're not prepared for them, so guess what? You're going to fail. You're going to end up failing. And when you fail, not only are you going to hurt you, you're going to hurt the female that you're involved with. So take some time to step back and really reevaluate what your expectations are. Understand that you can't jump from fifth grade math to doing linear algebra. You can't do that, right? There's a process to it. And this is what's wrong with some people don't want to go through the process. And what you need to understand, fellas, is going through the process, that's what builds your character. That process is where your integrity is built. That process is where your foundation is solidified. So when you are elevating, you're building on solid ground. Because if you make that jump from fifth grade arithmetic to doing advanced college math, you might be able to do a little bit, but the first time a storm come around, it's gonna all get washed away. Think about that. The first time a little storm come around, it's gonna get washed away. Because fellas, let's be honest. Every good woman you know probably got a slick mouth. I don't know too many good women that don't. Q, you took the words right out of my mouth. The 5 P's. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. However, piss poor is hyphenated, sir. That's why it's called the 5 P's. But you're close enough, I'll rock with you, right? You in the ballpark, sir. I know what you mean. We good. So, fellas, ask yourself, if your mother doesn't meet that criteria, are you really ready to play on that level? Right? Are you really ready to play on that level? Probably not. You got to work your way up. And I'm not saying that you can't do it. What I'm saying is, if that's a level you're not ready for, then you got to take your time and get there. So, fellas, don't feel like I'm beating up on you, because I'm going to get the ladies too. I'm going to get to them, but I don't want the women to feel like I'm bashing, right? I don't want the lady followers to feel like I'm bashing, so I gotta give it to us, and I gotta give it to us hard. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. The fellas out here chasing everything with a skirt on, Playboy, you causing all the damage in the world. What you don't understand is if you focus on one woman and one woman alone, it won't take you long to figure out if she's for you or not. And if she's not for you, let her go. Move on. This way, you're not hurt, she's not hurt. You can actually have an adult conversation with, hey, look here, little mama. I appreciate everything you're doing, but this ain't gonna work between me and you. Right? This not gonna work between me and you. Because you're not what I desire, and I'm gonna tell you why. And you can lay it out there. And she can say, hey, you know what, Playboy? I appreciate your honesty and transparency. Y'all can part ways and not even be hurt, right? Julie said it right. Evaluate your expectations and why those are your expectations. Yeah. Society. Yeah. Keep you striving and surviving and not thriving. Exactly, Julie. Julie, you got it. You hit it head on, right? You hit it head on. You hit it head on, sweetie, and I appreciate it. But you're jumping ahead of me, though. Let me get there. Like the preacher used to say, hold on, give me a minute. I'm going to get there, right? I'm going to get there. Well, this is what I need you to understand, fellas. See, when you focus on that one woman, right, you give her all your undivided attention, and you're not splitting your attention between 3, 4, 5, 6 different women or however many women in your rotation. That's another problem right there. Because if you're looking for the one and you got multiple women that you dividing your time in between, they're getting your energy, they're getting your brain space, they're getting your time. And if you're not dedicating that to just one, are you really looking for a wife? Are you really? Because if you want to be a player and you want to just smash, hey, there are females out there that are okay with that. Go get with them and don't waste the female's time, the ones that are looking for a husband, because you don't meet that qualification. So I need you to step back, get off the dating scene for a minute, right? Reevaluate yourself. Look at yourself and say, hey, self, what am I really looking for? Right? Do you want to be in a situation where you have to be fake and fake it till you make it? Because 9 times out of 10, you ain't going to make it. Or do you want to be in a relationship with somebody where you can totally be yourself? Because for me, what I want is a woman that I can be totally myself with, my good, my bad, my ugly, and it won't matter. I'll be honest with people, and I always am. You know, I've had relationships in the past where they've done me wrong. I've been the cause of breakups. It happens. But one thing about me, I'm gonna own my bullshit, right? I'm gonna own it. Like I've broken a woman's heart before because I was battling depression, and I know I broke her heart, and I apologize to this day because she was a good woman, and it was a good woman with a good guy at a wrong time. And honestly, I ended things because for me as a man, I knew with me battling depression, I didn't want to put her through that. I didn't. I'd rather let her go so she could find another man that could give her what she wanted and what she needed than to hinder her life and, you know, be a toxic stain on that woman's life. That's not what I wanted. And I may have broken her heart by, breaking up with her. Again, I own that. But I feel like I did the best thing for her. So she can move on and find somebody that's able to give her what she needs and what she wants. And that happens sometimes. Yeah, Q got it right. Women are not toys. You got to be able to treat that woman like you want to, treat that woman like you want your mother to be treated or your sisters to be treated. Q, you hit it on the head. So here's the thing, fellas. I need y'all to step back. Stop thinking with the head between your legs. Start thinking with the head up here and the tool in between your ears. Step back and be honest with yourself. Do a self-evaluation and really get to the root cause of not only what do you want, but why has your behavior been the way it has? Because I'm going to be honest with you. Most of the guys I know that are players or dogs or whatever you want to call them, most of them got hurt. They either got hurt or they saw somebody really close to them get hurt by a woman and they said, that shit ain't ever happened to me again. And instead of dealing with that hurt and that pain, they go in the opposite direction. And it's not like they're going in the opposite direction to avoid that. They're going in the opposite direction as like they're going to do everything possible not to get hurt again or not be the one that gets hurt. So they'll go around hurting everybody else. Fellas, that's not being a man. Being a man is facing your bullshit, owning it, fixing it, and growing and learning from it. Sometimes that causes you to lose people that you care about. It does. Sometimes that means that you got to be by yourself for a good long minute. But guess what? What will happen is you'll find that one that gives you everything you want and you desire. But if you're not being your whole self, you can't expect a woman to be her whole self if you're not being your whole self and you're not giving her your whole self in return. So you have to learn how to reciprocate. And that's what a lot of people forget these days. Relationships are about reciprocation. They're about ebbs and flows because no relationship's ever going to be a 50-50 split down the middle. Sometimes it's going to be 80-20. Sometimes it's going to be 60-40. Hell, sometimes it's going to be 99-1. But if you're giving your all, fellas, you're going to find the one. And if you're honest with that woman, you're going to find the one that's able to do you right. So I need y'all to start thinking about that, fellas. Because I'm not going to call you men. Call you fellas. That's what you are, right? You got to elevate to being a man, right? So ladies and females, let me talk to you. Because now it's your turn. Yeah. So, lady, female, help me understand something. And y'all help me understand because I don't know. I ain't ever been a woman. Y'all been a woman longer than I've been alive. Y'all been a female longer than I ever been alive. You know, I don't know what y'all go through. But I'm going to ask you this. If you put this criteria on a man, oh, you got to be able to take me out on $500 dates. You need to get my hair done, my nails done. You need to be paying all my bills. Let me ask you a question. Is that what your daddy do? Yeah. AJ, you got it. Well, Julie, you got it right again. You hit it on the head again, sweetie. I appreciate you. For those that's listening to us on the audio version, make sure you go over to YouTube or Facebook, check out the page so you can see the comments scrolling, the queue popping up the comments. I ain't got time to read them all. But yeah. So for the females out there, ask yourself this. That lifestyle that you require or those requirements from that man that you're looking for, does your dad meet them? Does he really? Is that the thing that you saw your mother go through? That's the lifestyle your mother had. Because if it's not, where'd you get that expectation from? Or was it one of those things where you saw your mother, your friend, your cousin, your sister, or somebody just like I talked about the fella, you saw them get hurt. And instead of you getting hurt, or maybe somebody hurt you, you said, oh no, that shit ain't happened to me ever again. I ain't letting that happen. Right? Because there's a certain individual that follows on social media. She always bumping her gums about a 40K nigga. I don't want these 40K niggas. Fuck them 40K niggas. They can't do shit for me. Look here, sweetie. You may drive a BMW X5. That's cool. You may have a nice job. That's cool. But these unrealistic expectations ain't holding you in the middle of the night when you're lonely. That's anger and frustration. You need to learn how to deal with that. Right? Now, I watch the post and I don't say nothing. Because it's a different story because I know who you are and I know who your baby daddy is. And I know that reference to 40K niggas is really you talking about your baby daddy. Because your baby daddy, you was hell in love with. Nigga broke your heart. That's what that is. So instead of you saying, okay, I'm going to heal myself, get myself together, elevate, and expect the man to match my energy, you label guys by the amount of money they make. Because I'm going to tell you something interesting. You can have a dude that made $40,000 and will find a way to take care of you and all your needs. You can meet a guy that makes $3 million a year and ain't going to give a shit about you. He'll put you up in the house you want, give you all the shoes, jewelry, clothes you want. But then you probably have to compete with him dealing with like 5, 6 other females. So Julie say she can't associate with them type of females. Hey, Julie, I understand. It's cool, sweetie. I get it. But what I'm telling you is I'm using this as an example, right? Because I know for a fact that this young lady was hurt immensely by this dude that did her wrong. She done closed herself off from being loved again, and she labeling dudes by the category of how much money they made. Here's the funny part. She talked that big shit. And I ain't gonna say no names, because this is a real life example. And I ain't gonna hurt nobody's feelings, but I want you ladies to follow me. Need y'all females to follow me. Because the ladies gonna understand. I ain't gotta tell them. Watch this. When you go to an event, right? You might be all dressed up. You might be in your BMW, Mercedes, what have you. You pulling up to the concert or whatever. You getting out. But you're not valet parking. You parking in the garage and then having to walk like 100 yards to the event, right? You talk all that fly noise, but then you can't even do the things that you want for yourself that you want a guy to do for you. Ladies, I need y'all to understand that if you provide yourself with a standard of living and a guy comes along and he's intimidated by your standard of living, that ain't the right dude for you. Keep it pushing. Move on. It's that simple. Because I'm going to tell you right now, a woman making 6 figures or more is not going to intimidate me. I really don't care. I don't care how much money you make. See, that's Julie, I'm going to need you to slow down. Need you to slow down. See, what you don't understand is you provide yourself a level of living, a standard of living. When the right guy comes along, he's going to be able to match that. What you also need to understand is that when a man is looking for a woman to be his mate, what he's really looking for is somebody that's going to take care of him physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. He's going to need to be refilled. And just as you should be refilling him, he should be refilling you, because we're all going out into the world every day in a hostile environment, coming back home. And then you don't want to argue and fight at home. You don't want a hostile environment home. You want peace. So for all you females out there, number one, get your bag. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Get your money. Just understand that, once you provide yourself a standard of living, a guy should be able to come along and compliment you. Y'all should be complimenting each other and not like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. Look, sweetie, if you can't take yourself out on a $500 date, why you thinking somebody else would? If you can't buy yourself a Birkin bag, Louis Vuitton, Jimmy Choo's, why you thinking somebody else will? What you bring to the table that make a man want to go spend his hard-earned money to do that for you? Because he might enjoy your physical looks for a while. He might enjoy sex with you for a while. Because some guys, again, don't think with this head. They think with the other. But long term, This is going to be a notch in his belt. Let's just be real about it. If you was really looking for something long term, if you was really looking for security in a relationship, it's not what you be looking for. You be looking for a guy that's going to be able to take care of you. Not just, oh, he's going to be able to provide you with all the luxury stuff. But wait, ask yourself this. Is he going to be able to pay all the bills and then take vacation? If y'all are both working, how you going to do this? Is he man enough to sit down with you and say, hey, babe, look, these are all my bills. This is my debt. This is what I got to do. These are my responsibilities. I got to take care of this, but I can carve out this for you. Is that good enough? Right? Is that good enough? Right? If you can't be yourself in totality with somebody, see, Julie, I'm tired of you. I need you to slow down. There's a message here and you jumping ahead. You got to wait for the slow people in the back of the class, sweetie. I know you're sitting at the front of the bus, but you got to slow down and wait for the people at the back, right? Give me a second. I get there. So what happens is if you want to be in a relationship, in a real relationship, if you're not able to be your authentic total self, like I'm a goofball, right? Anybody knows me, I can be an asshole. I can be a goofball. I could be a nerd. I could be a little country. I could be a little thuggish. Well, I ain't gonna say hood thuggish. I'm gonna say hood adjacent. Let's go there. Hood adjacent. But what I'm always me though, right? So if you ever hear about anybody, somebody say, "Oh, well, Hendrix did me wrong," most people gonna ask you, "Hey, you do," because everybody knows two things that are my triggers: my money and my family. Not in that order, but those are two triggers for mine. You mess with my money and my family, yeah. What comes after that? That's on you. Thank you, Q. Yeah, I know I'm hood adjacent. You ain't got to remind me. I'm hood adjacent. So for everybody out there, if a real long-term relationship is what you want, right? And I want that for everybody out there. Now, everybody has their own thought processes, but let's go to a couple of things, because what's triggering all these things is somebody got hurt, and you need to really figure out who hurt you. Figure out who hurts you and deal with that hurt and pain. Running away from it is not going to do any good. Running away from that hurt and pain is not going to do you any good at all. So what's going to need to happen is you're going to have to learn how to be able to heal yourself, right? And you're going to have to be able to learn how to get past that hurt and pain. Now, some people say, oh, well, go to the church and pray about it. That ain't everybody's bag. And that's okay. There's options out there for you to find help. You got life coaches. You got therapists. You got the church you can go to. But again, whatever works best for you. If you got a job, you have something called the EAP program. We've heard, we've talked about this on Max Gas, making sure that you utilize your EAP. If you don't know what EAP is, it's an employee assistance program. If you don't know this, if you have one, it should be posted in your break room. If it's not, go talk to your HR department. Find out about your EAP program. Get you some help. That's first. You got to heal yourself. You got to find out who you are and become happy with you, so you can go into dating the proper way and actually find someone that matches your energy, matches what you want, matches your expectations, that are realistic that you have set. Because I'm going to tell you this. When you think about your favorite food, whatever your favorite food is, what you would desire to have for dinner, then you add the icing on the cake, or you add some dessert, however you want to put that, right? What you have to understand is that you being your authentic self and finding somebody that compliments you and is able to match your energy and that you're able to vibe with, that's the main meal. The sex, the trips, the gifts. That's all the dessert and the icing on the cake. But if you get your dessert first, you ain't gonna be able to handle that meal. And that meal is the most important part because that's fulfilling. And that fulfillment is what you need. So that when that dessert comes, that's just icing on it. It just makes everything a little bit better. But if you go to the dessert first, what's really fulfilling, it's gonna be good for a little bit. No, you eat dessert first, it's gonna be good for a little bit. But then maybe an hour or two later, you're gonna be hungry. See, if you eat your meal or your entree first, it's gonna be filling. You add a little dessert on top, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours later, you're gonna be good. You don't need to go back to eat nothing else. See, you're focused on the end instead of going through the process. See, the process is what makes you. Again, the process is where your integrity is built. The process is where your character is built. The process is what's needed to get you where you need to go and to get you what you desire. You can't skip that. Everybody want to be quick, 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 quick. Oh, man. Old saying. See, old saying, old school dudes used to talk about, and I didn't get it till I got a little older. So some of y'all youngsters, you may not get this, but I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you some old school knowledge. See, a young bull will run down the hill and get one. A young bull will run down the hill and get one. That old wise bull, he gonna walk down the hill, take his time. He gonna get everything that he wants because he know what he wants. He's not looking all around and just trying to get something. No, he's looking for something very particular. Looking for something very particular that's gonna satisfy everything that he wants and desires. He's not looking for just a wham bam thank you man. He's not looking for dessert. He's looking for the entree first. See, that's gonna go over some of y'all heads, but that's okay. Because life gonna teach you about these things. So with that being said, y'all, I'm getting ready to get up out of here. But before I do, just a reminder, show lineup scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Make it make sense with Mo on Monday nights, second and fourth Monday. Happy hour with Hendrix like tonight, second and fourth Wednesday nights. Then we got Stupid is Real with Q. And then they talking about bringing back After Dark. So I don't know. Y'all got to stay tuned. But then on Saturdays, you catch us all together with MTG Live. So if you aren't subscribed, make sure you like and subscribe so that when we go live, you get a notification. It'll go bing. MTG plans to go live. So it's whether it's on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter or Twitch, however you want to follow us, we there. See the little logo right there for the people that's watching? Yeah, that's the little logo. You search that, Master Gas with a THA, boom, you got it. Oh, Stupid is Real tomorrow's show. Lazy ass black folks. Oh boy, that's gonna be good. Q, I don't know what Q got in, but tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, Stupid is Real with Q, talking about lazy ass black folks. Ooh, thanks, Bill. I appreciate you, man. So I'm gonna tell y'all something. Before I was gonna get up out of here, I got one more quick thing before I get up out of here. God works in mysterious ways. I met Bill back in high school. Me and Bill been cool. Like me and Bill hung around the same people. Like me and Bill just never kicked it one-on-one, but we was always cool with each other, right? So Bill and I, we cool, we got each other's numbers and stuff. Tell you right now, crazy stuff that happens. I was having like a crazy moment in my life, right? Crazy moment. Me and Bill cool. We don't just talk all the time or nothing like that. We cool, right? We just don't kick it like that. But I'm gonna show you how God works. Me and Bill met in high school. Been cool ever since. We hang around the same group of guys. But me and Bill just ain't been like me and him kicking it one-on-one. That ain't ever happened. But Bill, good people. Having a crazy moment in my life. I'm walking around in a panic. Bill calls me with some nonsense. But I needed somebody to talk to. This is how God works, right? Call me. Reg, I don't know why I called you. Some just said pick up the phone and call. Bill was the person I needed to talk to. Bill has dropped some dimes along the way of me and him knowing each other. We're the same age, but he's dropped some dimes in my life. And I appreciate Bill being Bill because he's always been his authentic self. Day one. Bill's a little oddball, right? He's never done things the normal way. He's always been him, and he's been 100% authentically him. And I appreciate brothers in my life like that. So I got a crew of brothers from high school, LT, get them boys, anything, everything they need. But when they're good people, when God puts good people in your life, they come through and they don't even know they're doing it for you. That's how you know. But anyway, I'm going to get up out of here, y'all. So just a reminder, hey, if y'all want to send us a fan letter, y'all got issues, hey, make sure you hit us up at Gmail, at matchthegas@gmail.com. We read the fan letters, but hey, just understand, you send us a fan letter, we're going to break it down. If you're on some nonsense, we're going to call you out. Or you can shoot us a text at 972-904-2398. Hey, we got some more letters. And look, y'all just going to be in for it. I don't know what the people that be listening to us get into. I don't care about your lifestyle, but I'm going to tell you this. Hey, we got some interesting listeners all over the world. So for all our listeners, hey, we appreciate y'all from wherever y'all listening to us from. We really do appreciate y'all. Thank you for following us. 6 seasons, and we'll continue to grow. I know I wish you all the best. And just remember, look at yourself. Figure out who hurt you. Figure out who hurt you. Deal with that pain and go out there and be great, y'all. All right? Y'all take it easy. Happy hour with Hendrix. Peace.